There's only one name that's ever really represented the left on that populist side, but he's very old as well, and that's Bernie Sanders. So I don't know who will emerge that could inspire someone like you, Evan.
Perhaps maybe Dan Osborne. I don't know if you followed his race in Nebraska, although he's not an elected official. We need a lot more people like him. Or somebody like John Fetterman even could emerge as the future face of the populist movement on the left.
All right.
Okay. Now, do you see what I'm saying? Do you understand what I am saying? This is not a real person here. Like, it's a real person, like a human being, a beating heart and everything, and maybe a functional brain. That's still questionable, but no one. So this is one example that I think Cenk needs to understand. And it seems like this is going to be a reoccurring theme of a lot of these conversations, especially like we're going to watch now. Fox News, which is one of the biggest, it's the biggest mainstream media outlets in America. Like, this is where a lot of Trump supporters, Republicans, are getting their news from. You know, so we have to understand that we have to base that in reality and understand the challenges of talking to individuals that get their main source of information from Fox News. Okay. And then, like we're going to notice in this video, they will bring on people. Cenk, I need you to pay attention. They will bring on people that have this weird skewed perspective of the Democratic Party that's not in reality. Okay, so when viewers watch Fox News and they hear someone who was from the left or was once liberal and then going to Fox News and saying these weird talking points, then these Republican voters will listen and be like, oh, that lady right there or that guy right there used to be a liberal and now they're not because of X, Y, and Z. And now in their mind, they're thinking like this, what that person said is factually true. And then they're going to go on about their lives based off of misinformation. This is the battle that we are facing, is misinformation, lies, and being disingenuous on purpose. It's not like they're pretending to be. No, they are doing this on purpose. Okay. So one of the, I guess, talking points that we're going to be hearing a lot of is populism. What Cenk maybe not understands is there's different perspectives of what populism is, according to the Republican and according to Democrats. And once again, this is my perspective of it. Let me know in the comments down below if you agree or you disagree, or what your definition or your perspective of what a Republican populism and Democratic populism. Here's mine. Republican populism often centers on cultural, economic, and nationalistic themes. One, for the cultural, and this is my perspective, anything that doesn't fit their Christian nationalist views is viewed as woke. If it doesn't fit Christian values, it's woke and it's not a part of the American culture. When it comes to economics, less red tape, less regulations to maximize profit, and more ways to exploit workers. Now, of course, they're not going to phrase it like that, but you know, I'm just being me. I'm just being honest. And that's what I hear from these Republican populists. Okay. And when it comes to national, or let me see where I'm at. If you don't got the white skin, then you don't fit in. That's simple. You know, like with the H-1B1 conversations, they don't care about the actual policies that make up that visa. They don't care about that. They don't want brown people coming over here working these jobs. That's simple. They can care less if they exploit the workers or if they're underpaid. They don't care about that. That takes too much brain power. That actually takes about caring about the other individual. They don't. They just don't want them coming in the country. So why are we pretending? When it comes to Democratic populism, once again, my opinion, my perspective is democratic populism revolves around economic equality, social justice, and reducing corporate influence. One, calls for higher taxes on the wealthy, closing loopholes for corporations, raising the minimum wage, and expanding access to healthcare and education. Advocates for diversity, inclusion, and policies to combat economic inequalities. Focuses on reigning in corporate power, campaign finance reform, and breaking up monopolies to empower ordinary citizens. Criticizing political corruption, Wall Street, and the influence of money in politics. Once again, that's my perspective. Let me know what your definition, what your viewpoint is. But 9 times out of 10, I'm not too far off, okay? But like I said, if we're not careful, and this is why people like myself need to continuously speak up and speak out against misinformation. I don't even know who this lady is. Don't know, and honestly, don't care. But this is a 3-minute video, and I swear it is the most BS that is compacted within 3 minutes. That it takes this entire video. It took me to explain definitions of words to understand this, okay? Hey, brace yourself. It is some bull.
You see as the future of the Democratic Party, one right now that is walking away from Kamala Harris, walking away from Joe Biden, in some ways walking toward even Donald Trump?
Off the bat, hey, anyone that is basing their identity on why I left the left type of talking points is already red flags to me. Already, hey, I don't know who you are. You're probably a very nice person, okay? But I think you're grifting here. Because trust me, it is money. You can monetize the hell out of why I left the left. Look at all the prominent Republican influencers on YouTube, and just go back far enough. You might find it's a very possibility you're gonna find a video titled "Why I Left the Left." Very few people why I left the right or whatever. So that's already a red flag on the play. But let's continue.
I mean, honestly, I think right now it's not exactly clear what the future of the Democratic Party is going to be.
Okay.
I think they have 3 different paths, though. And they can either follow the path that they've been going down, which is, the Obama and the Clinton operatives leading the party, or they can go with the squad progressive brand of the party that has pushed many sane Democrats like myself out, or they...
No. Time out. Okay, hey. We need to take our time with this, okay? I need to understand, and this is why learning how to conversate with people is really essential. This is important. Because if this dumb face looking guy right here would do his job, okay, he got to tie on his cricket. He's not wearing it properly. I need him to do his job. Okay, don't sit there and look the part. I need you to actually converse. Challenge some of these questions. Say, hey, what about the liberal, her first point, what about some of those things? Give me a little detail on why you think that's a good or a bad fit. In which she pointed out the squad. Like, she already said it with an attitude. I don't understand the attitude. What about their policies? What made them push you out of the Democratic Party? And I guarantee you, once again, I don't know her, and I honestly don't care to. But I honestly, 9 times out of 10, I'm not a betting person. But if I had to bet, it will be because somebody online, some random person with some anime character as a profile picture, says something to her that hurt her feelings, and now she's all butthurt. So now she wants to be on Fox News making some money, crapping on the Democratic Party. That's probably what happened. Because if his policies, in regards to the left or the progressives, what is there to argue about? Because if you have some arguments, some credible arguments, then that requires you to dig deep within the policies. And then we can have a conversation based off that. But if you're just like, oh man, they want to trans all the kids. When did AOC say that? Oh, they want open borders and just let every single immigrant from across the world let them in. Okay, when did Bernie Sanders say that? I mean, do you see my point? But no, they take some random person off the internet and say, oh, the far left, the progressive, the squad, they pushed me out the Democratic. Shut up. You're an idiot and you're just looking for some money. Just be honest. And honestly, you might make more money off that. But you know what? Okay, my bad. Let's continue.
Pushed many sane Democrats like myself out, or they can chart a brand new path, which might look a little bit more like populism, like what we're seeing a Donald Trump campaign look like. So I think at this point, it's kind of unclear, but I think those are the three different paths that lay ahead for them.
That's fascinating. Let's do this together. Let's walk through those three paths really quickly. So first of all, the old coalition, the Obama, Pelosi, power broker coalition of the Democratic Party. I don't think any of us have the foresight or ability to say the nail has been driven into the coffin for those power brokers. Perhaps more so for Obama. Pelosi's in her 80s, but still powerful. Do you think that direction of the Democratic Party won't have a stranglehold on the future?
I think it's going to be difficult to get them out unless we lose again in 2028. I think if we lose again in 2028, they'll have no choice but to be ejected from the party. But otherwise, I think over the next 4 years, they're probably going to continue to have their stranglehold.
Okay, first off, why does it sound like she just took some drugs? Like, I swear she must have took a hit off of something and then jumped on camera. Okay, but okay, you know what? That's not the point of this video. Okay, so to the first point, you can't just say, oh, we need to replace the establishment in the Democratic Party without tethering to a replacement. Yeah, you can say, the Obamas, the Nancy Pelosi's, the Chuck Schumers. Okay, but then who's going to take the spot? It's either the liberals or then we have the progressives, and then they're going to get into the populists, which is, once again, just, to me, just some not made up, but like, just an excuse to try to be different, but you're really not. But you don't want to call yourself a liberal or a progressive. So you're just like, I'm a populist, but okay, whatever. Once again, if you don't want another Joe Biden or Harris within a party, well, who do you want? And what is that person going, in terms of policies, what are they going to represent? Because it's either move closer to Republican policies, which in hindsight, that's kind of what the liberals are doing, or you want something more, I don't know, progressive. Hey, guess what? There's already a set for that. But okay, you know what? Let's let her finish.
Okay, then the second group, the squad. We've seen members of the squad already losing their seats. Cori Bush, Jamal Bowman. We've seen the squad reduce in its size. Now, there was still going to be a story to tell about AOC, but it doesn't seem to me like the squad is on the path to defining the future for Democrats.
I think the problem with the squad is that they had no spine. They could have forced the vote. Instead, they went in this hyper woke direction. They lost all of the populist values and messaging that Bernie Sanders had in 2016. And, now they've become a huge liability for the Democratic brand.
Right.
So I also don't see them as the future either.
All right.
Once again, it's a lot more complicated than just forcing the vote. I mean, from what I've heard, and this was a while ago, it's a little bit more complicated than that. But in terms of when she said they are now turning to woke or wokeism, that's another red flag for I don't know what I'm talking about. So I'm just gonna say this thing and have this cover like a wide variety of unknown things. What does that mean? Transing kids? Who said that? When did they say it? I need to see it. Or like, just replacing all white people from jobs to black people. Like, what does that mean? You need to explain what woke is instead of just saying woke, but okay, whatever. And then my third point is, what policies is AOC championing that's different? Like 180-degree difference from Bernie Sanders. I mean, I don't expect AOC to be a Bernie Sanders, but she's closer to Bernie Sanders than a Harris. So, I mean, like, what are you talking about? And Jamal Bowman or Cori Bush, they didn't lose because they weren't popular. They lost because they got beaten by super PACs, let alone APAC. And once again, I did videos on that. Go ahead, check it out if you don't know what I'm talking about. But it's more complicated than, people just didn't find them appealing anymore. No, you need money to campaign. And unfortunately, whoever has the most money, 9 times out of 10 is going to win that race. And if these individuals who are progressives are not getting the money that they need to win, they're not going to win. Hey, there you go. I'm pretty sure a lot of people didn't know that. Hey, I'm giving you that one for free. Let's continue.
Then lastly, I can hear you rooting for this third category, this populist. In the vein of Donald Trump, perhaps, there's only one name that's ever really represented the left on that populist side, but he's very old as well, and that's Bernie Sanders. So I don't know who will emerge that could inspire someone like you, Evan.
Perhaps maybe Dan Osborne. I don't know if you followed his race in Nebraska, although he's not an elected official. We need a lot more people like him. Or somebody like John Fetterman even could emerge as the future face of the populist movement on the left.
All right.
Okay. Now do you see what I'm saying? Do you understand what I am saying? This is not a real person here. Like, it's a real person, like a human being, a beating heart and everything, and maybe a functional brain. That's still questionable. But no one who has a simple understanding of Fetterman and understanding his major flip-flops. I'm once a progressive, and once I get in, hey, that doesn't work for me no more. You're saying that person right there is the future of the Democratic Party? Either one, you're stupid as hell, or two, you're being paid to say some bullish like this on national TV to get people confused on what the Democratic Party should be looking for. No. Hey, guys, guess what? There's liars out there. There's professional liars. Don't be fooled by the, why I left the left, because they're so woke and they're so non-cool. Let's look up to the Fettermans. Guys, hey, if they can't tell you what their standards are or what their principles are and articulate a reason why they are turned off by the Democratic Party, if they can't do that in an articulate way, do not take them serious. If they say something, I left the left because they're too woke, that's where we're at today, is dumbed down conversations like that. Once again, when it comes to higher quality jobs, affordable education, increasing the minimum wage, free healthcare, and the list can go on and on and on. That's the standards. That's the principles we should be standing on, and then look for candidates that fit that standard. It shouldn't be the other way around. They shouldn't be oh, this is what I represent, vote for me. No, I need someone who's going to represent what we want. That's simple. But okay, you know what? I'm done. Hey, thank you for watching. If you agree or disagree with anything I said in this video, let me know in the comments down below, or hit that Discord link so me and you can have that one-on-one talk. And like always, let's have that conversation.